Carol and I began our collaboration this time around, maybe about a year ago. We've known each other for a long time, having raised our kids through Jack and Jill. And we discovered each other as we focus on our art. Carol on her piano playing, and me as a poet, I hope. So we are just really excited to be here and to share what is a passion for us. Carol?
Hi, I'm Carol, and I started playing the piano when I was about 3 years old, by ear. And I started taking lessons later at age 11. And as you heard earlier, when I got to be an adult, I knew I needed to make a living. I don't like being starving pianist. So I have a lucrative career in science and technology. And now that I'm retired, or semi-retired, this is our second half, as we call our act. We can pursue my love with music. And I hope to get some lessons from the young people who are coming after us and learning how to play jazz. Okay, thank you. So we picked some songs that complement Beverley's poetry.
And Carol's going to start us off. Carol's going to play Come Sunday. And the first poem that I'm going to read is called Are You My Mother? She had boots that did not fit, a plastic bag that seemed to contain all her worldly possessions. Once in a while, someone would give her a coin. She heaped praise on the giver. Then, for some reason known only to her, she let loose a torrent of cuss words, like a sewage spewing from a broken main. But if you took the time, if you looked closely at her face, you would see worry lines, and you'd sense a weariness about her. And you would wonder, whose child was she? Whose bubbling baby, little princess, sweetie pie, little Miss Pumpkin, baby girl, baby sister, black gal? Who would claim her? Where was the home that had to take her in if she lied? Where was the person who gave her life and who would say yes to her question? God bless the child. This is what Carol is going to play. called Making Do. It was the first and only home the family would ever own. After purchasing, there was no money for anything else. Their father believed that anything needed for the house, the family could do. So the children learned to make paste to hang wallpaper, to use discarded paint for rooms that needed painting, to use metal rods to create a railing for the outside stairs. Visitors to the house would wonder how the wallpaper came to be hung crooked, why the room was painted that awful shade of brown, and why the walkway had the strange metal rods. But their father never saw the mistakes, never heard people say that something looked mammy-made. One Christmas Eve, when there was no money for a tree, their father found one that had been thrown away. At least that's what the children thought when they saw it. It looked like a bunch of tall twigs. The disappointment could be seen on their faces. Their father said to them, "Make do." When the children recall the tree as adults, they do so with smiles, recalling how their ornaments of ribbons, red and green garland, shimmering paper icicles, angel hair, and colored lights turned the tree into something special, and that they had not only made do, but made better. I'm going to play Pure Imagination from the Chocolate Factory. Songs that worked with the poetry. When I was reading the poem and she heard that and she said, you know, those kids used pure imagination in terms of working on that Christmas tree, so we thought that that song worked well with it. The next poem I'm going to read is called Benny. He left the South, he said, because black men in the South taught low hell. He headed north and met and married a pretty young woman, in spite of the objections of her sister, who had been instructed by Medea to take care of her younger sister. He settled into marriage. She found it easy to have children. He found it harder to be a father. It was a struggle feeding 9 mouths on the salary of a laborer. He wanted money to spend, to party, to drink. She wanted food for the family. When she stopped having babies, she went to work. This helped, but still he struggled. During long summer days, he took the family on picnics and outings to the park. There were popsicles and cool sliced watermelon in the summertime. There were evenings spent on the steps, laughing and playing games till dark. But still, on certain Fridays, the Spirit would descend, and he gave his family low motel. When asked why she did not take the children and leave, his wife would respond, "I make my bed." Years passed, and after the children had grown and started families of their own, or moved away, a calmness descended on him and the marriage. He called his younger daughter one day and said, "Daughter, you need to come home. Your mother is sick and won't go to the hospital. Please, come home." But it was he who died first. And after his death, an old drinking buddy came asking for Benny. And when told of his passing, he sat on the steps and cried. You know the days of wine and roses. If I go to sleep tonight and never wake up, what will you remember? Will it be our sometimes silent dinners, or the anger in my voice in relating some wrong that the other did? Or will it be my bossiness, or your stubbornness, or your bossiness and my stubbornness? If I go to sleep tonight and never wake up, I want you to remember that the sound of your voice thrills me to my toes, and the way you say good morning is so soothing, yet full of hope for what a new day might bring. If I go to sleep tonight and never wake up, I want you to know that when you hold me in your arms, I feel safe from the dangers of the world, that our life together has been a journey of sameness and of surprises, of needs and of abundance, of expectations unmet and met, of sadness and of joy. But if I do go to sleep tonight, and if I never wake up, I want you to remember my sleep number.